Today's video, again, is one of those that has been quite overdue for quite some time, probably another year or so, but I decided today was finally the day that I was going to do a full in-depth review of my precious little Chanel Mini. So I'm going to cover, and I've got my notes here, but the actual specs about the bag, we're going to cover measurements, weights, then we're going to go on to what fits inside, where I have all of my items in front of me to fit it inside, and I also have another mini bag to compare it against. Then we're going to talk about pros and cons and then overall thoughts, and I will also of course insert modeling shots so that you can see how it looks on my body in case you are a similar size or height to me. So without further ado, I'm going to get straight into it, and I'm going to start off with a bit about the bags. So as you all know, this is the Chanel Mini, the rectangle mini, and it is in this beautiful oil, almost like oil slick calf skin, like a crumpled calf skin, and it's in this beautiful iridescent pinky purple color. I can't really put my finger on it. I was instantly drawn to it because of the colorway, because of the sort of oil slick leather. It's a really unique bag that I get a lot of compliments on, and not just that, I just think it's like a nice kind of girly bag in my collection. I don't really have much color, let alone sort of girly pink bags, but this is the perfect mix. It actually matches perfectly with my little furry guy here, which is in the same sort of purpley color. And I bought it in 2018, I believe, and I have the receipt here from Chanel. No, I bought it in 2017. I'm sorry, I lied. I bought this at Heathrow for the grand old price of $1,940, which honestly is the only bag that I have, or probably ever will have, that's under £2,000, which is, I guess, in many cases a bargain on Chanel terms. And I believe it was around 15% tax back, so it was around the 2,100 or 2,200 mark. And as some of you may know, the Chanel Mini doesn't class itself in the Chanel family as a classic bag. That's why you can get these types of bags duty-free, tax-free, at the airport. The classic flaps aren't sold there, and to be honest, even if you get them abroad, they are also miles apart in terms of pricing. So this one, like I mentioned before, I was able to get for under £2,000. I'm pretty sure the small flap, and I'll put the correct price on screen if I get it super wrong, but I think the small flap is probably £2,500 or £3,000 actually. So, those ones are miles more expensive than if you were to get the Mini, which is why the Mini, for a lot of people, is a very practical alternative. So the Mini flap, as you probably have seen all over social media, is a very popular bag, and a lot of luxury lovers have this bag and rave about this bag because of how much it can fit and because of how accessible it is in terms of price point. And I know with the Mini you can get multitude of different leathers. So this one is calf skin, which is very durable and yet retains this beautiful color so nicely. I know you can get it obviously in the lamb skin, which is a lot softer, and I believe you can on occasion get caviar. I haven't seen any so far, but I know that those are options, and you can also get them in obviously the quilted and the chevron as well. And I think I've told this story a few times, and you probably will know the bag that I'm talking about, but there was this whole craze around this sort of iridescent pink bag. That was a bag that was highly inflated and desired by many, as you may know. And honestly, I'm very actually glad that I didn't get the other bag. I was looking for it in the airports and things because I didn't want to have to pay like an inflated reseller price or anything like that. And yeah, lo and behold, I went to Heathrow on my way to Hong Kong. I saw this in the distance and I bought it just like that within 10 minutes, 15 minutes or so. And I've never looked back. I'm so glad that I got this. It was the only one in the store at the time. And in fact, when I'd even gone to other places in Macau, just for the day trip, and went to Chanel, I had staff coming up to me and being like, how on earth did you get this bag so early? It's not properly released yet. So I feel very special in that knowledge. So this bag measures with the following measurements. In centimeters, we have 20 centimeters for the base, 13 across the top, and then 5 centimeters for the depth. And in inches, that is 8 inches by 5 inches by 2 inches. Those are the specs on the bag. Let me take you for a little tour inside and out. So we have silver hardware here, which is perfect because I don't really like the look of gold or aged gold hardware. I don't really wear it. So we have the Mona Lisa Smile back pocket. Very simple, you know, you could put, for example, this is my authenticity card. You could slot an Oyster card or a bank card or something in there quite nicely. And on the inside then, we turn the lock and go inside. So I've just got the chain in here, but if I take that out for a second, it's a very simple inside. So you just have sort of a cavern for your belongings. We just have one big pocket in there, and then you've got a slip pocket here, and then you've got a nice zip compartment here for, I guess, your wallet or things that need to be zipped so they don't fall out everywhere. Whereas, for example, my Prada Cahier bag is literally just a cavern, and I've got it stuffed, and just a slip pocket there. So, and nothing on the back either. Also, I forgot to mention, of course, the chain. So we just have a very simple crossbody / shoulder strap chain here. It's a very, very long chain. It's worn best as a crossbody bag. Even for me at around 5'7", it's a little bit long, but I don't mind it too much. It's not like in the way or anything. It doesn't, you know, my hip doesn't bang into it, for example, but I will insert mod shots here for reference. And sometimes I wear it doubled up with the strap around here. So you can, oops, if I've not messed it up. Yes, I've messed it up, but here we go. You can wear it as a nice little shoulder bag, which I absolutely love, and it looks so cute like this. So, you know, it's actually the perfect drop length to do this, and, you know, it keeps it nice and secure on your body, and I think it just looks really cute like this also. So that is the bag specs. I'm now going to move on to what fits, and to do that I'm going to use my trusty kitchen scales, and I'm going to actually weigh the bag up front just to see what its starting weight is, and then we're going to compare it to what I fit inside and then how much that weighs. So I'm going to weigh this now down here, hold please. So this bag weighs approximately 410 grams, and you know, this little furry dude here may add a little bit to it, but not a lot. So let's say about 400 grams. And so it's quite a light little bag. So I'm going to start with, of course, a phone, and I would usually use my 11 Pro Max, but I'm using it to record my audio. Instead, I'm going to use my work phone, which is an iPhone XR. Yeah, 10XR. I'm not sure if XR encompasses the 10 because it's X in Roman numerals. Anyway, getting off course. And I'm going to put this in here, and for a mini bag of this size, I might be wearing jeans or something, or have a coat, so I might not put my phone in here, but in case I have to, let's say it's a night out, I'll put it in there. Then I'm gonna pop in my card holder here, because I wouldn't put a full-size wallet, it just would take up so much space. Next, I will put my hand wash, because we all know now to wash our hands very regularly, so I'll pop that in there. Then along that same sort of cleanliness theme, I have some isopropyl wipes, which I will put in there to help disinfect things, and a pack of tissues. A smaller pack though, because there is not that much space, and so there we have it inside. We have a bit more room. I have a powder compact here, and along the same lines, to touch up makeup, we have a liquid lip here. This is my Kylie liquid lip, which I use a lot, so I could probably put that sort of diagonally across. Then I have a external battery pack, and this one is a really slimline one. It's perfect for these sort of mini bags. And then I've got this multiple 5-in-1 charger, charging cable that would connect to the external battery, and I'm just going to slot that in here. And so we're already getting kind of full here. I haven't even put things like house keys inside. I don't think I would put house keys inside. I'd probably have it in my pocket or something. And then last thing I'm going to add before it really overflows is a pack of little mints here. I'm just going to slot that in here. And so I think the bag is pretty full. Let me weigh this. It's, you know, it's not bulging at the seams or anything, but I think it's at its maximum. So let me weigh this now. Down here. Hold, please. Wow, okay, so we have a bag that's almost doubled in its weight. So we started off with 410 grams, I believe, and we actually now have a bag that is 960 grams. So yeah, almost double the weight, which is quite impressive. That's probably the most that I would fit inside of it. I can already feel the weight impacting how I'm holding it at the moment, and to be honest, if I was to have this crossbody, actually, from what I'm wearing now, it's not heavy or anything, it doesn't feel heavy, but certainly I wouldn't want to strain these straps too much. And you know, I did put a lot of miniatures inside, like my hand wash. You know, you could always switch out the items that you do prefer in there, but I think this is the most I want to put in there without stretching the bag too much. So that's how much the Chanel Mini can fit, and just for a bit of reference, I'm going to put the same contents, or attempt to put the same contents, into this Prada Cahier bag, and just show you how much this bag actually fits in comparison to other mini bags. So I'm going to decant some of this stuff, and let's get started. So I'm going to put my phone, in there, oops, take the stuffing out, that would help, wallet, compact, lipstick, already getting kind of full, which is a bit insane to be honest, some wipes, external battery because we all need to keep charged, and a little charger, hand wash, and to be honest, that isn't even going to close. So I can't even wash my hands, but I guess I'll use my isopropyl wipe. Still won't close without the hand wash. I guess I can't have a powder compact, or I'd need a smaller one because that's too big. So we just have a phone, wallet, lipstick, battery pack, charger, and now it closes. So yeah, I mean, we still have some contents in here and it won't fit. So there you go. That just goes to show you how much the mini bag can fit, because honestly, this bag, I didn't realise how small it was until I compared it with this. And so, although I love this bag so much, it fits barely anything into it, doesn't it? So there you have it. Even more reason to love the Chanel Mini. So that's the what fits in my bag section done, and now we're going to move on to pros and cons before we go on to wear and tear and sort of overall thoughts. So pros. We have many pros, of course, as you can tell by the nature of the direction of this video. So a big pro is, like I mentioned before, price point. It's such a good price for the amount of bag that you get, for the versatility of this bag. And, you know, this is probably one of the only Chanel bags, aside from the wallet on chain, which I'm not too big of a fan of because I think it's quite limiting in what you can fit inside. Not every day is going to be like a wallet day, and this, in comparison, fits so much more. Apparently the same amount as the Chanel small classic flap, which is great, and it's a fraction of the price. It's just a lot better value for money, and actually all of the interior etc is all leather, whereas I know a lot of the other bags that they make, maybe more seasonal ones, have fabric on the inside. Even my boy bag had fabric on the inside. So that in itself is a big win, and I would highly recommend, based on just the price alone, that you look into the mini flap if you were considering anyway to get a Chanel small classic flap. Next up is just the look of it. I'm not just talking about obviously the fact that it mirrors a classic flap, but I also love the colour. I love the leather on it. It's the perfect mix of like girly but grungy, I feel. And another big reason, as you all seen from earlier, is that it fits a ton inside. It fits almost double its body weight, and it doesn't feel like it's straining on the straps, which is brilliant. And so it's a mini bag that actually has a lot of versatility and practicality compared to something like the Prada Cahier, which doesn't fit that much at all. The mini bag fits way, way more. It's a bag that I would rather reach for in comparison necessarily to the other bags, the other mini bags in my collection, unless it's like a real evening event where I'm just going out to dinner. And I also love the way that you can wear this bag in so many different ways. Like I showed you earlier, you've got the crossbody and you've got the shoulder strap, of course, but then you can also double it up and have it over your shoulder if you really want, and I love that option. And then just to finish off the pros, I think one of the big pros also of the Chanel Mini is that it has real staying power. It's a real consistent bag in terms of pricing for reselling, and also in terms of demand. So if you buy one of these, your money is safe. You will still see people wearing this bag, I'm sure, in the next 5 years more to come, because it is very classic in its look and in its heritage. Another pro is that this bag is really, really durable and scratch resistant, despite the fact that it's calf skin. I always was under the impression that calf skin was kind of delicate, but honestly, even scratching it now, no dents at all. Also, it goes really well with my nails at the moment. And yeah, I've fit so much even earlier. It hasn't stretched the bag out. It's very boxy as well and quite rigid, and yet it still retains its softness, which I love. Obviously, I keep this bag stuffed, so I do keep my bags in good condition, but compared to some of my other bags that I have, it's shown no signs of wear at all, which is brilliant. So now onto the cons for the Chanel Mini, of which there aren't really many that are deal breakers, to be honest, especially if you know that going into it that you're getting a small bag. So the first con that I have is, to be honest, it's not a deal breaker, but because this chain is quite long for many people who are more petite, it's one that could trail a little bit beyond your hip, and so having the option of shortening it without having to sort of DIY it yourself would have been a bonus. But if you know that going into it and you are a bit more petite and you're okay with doing a bit of the shortening of the chain yourself or doing the double strap yourself, then maybe that's not a big con. And then another con is that it might look a bit seasonal depending on the color that you get. So this one, although I love the color so much, I can only wear certain types of outfits with it because it is a pink bag, and so it lends itself mostly to spring and summer. So maybe this con is only relevant to my bag here, but it might be one that you need to consider, not just in terms of how you're able to pair and style it, but also in terms of resale as well. So something that dates it back to a certain time or restricts it from being worn with majority of your outfits day to day, then I feel like that might impact not just obviously how much use you'll get out of it, but also maybe the resale. And to be honest, I think those are the only two real cons that I have for this bag. Again, I don't think saying something like it doesn't fit way more is really a con, because you know it's a mini bag. Of course, I have more pros than cons because I love this bag to bits. It's the best mini bag in my collection in terms of both the look and practicality and price also. But you know, I won't lie to you and say that I use this bag every day. Of course not. It's not like a daily, like everyday kind of bag. That's where my Chanel Coco handle probably comes in a little bit more, or the Business Finity, or even the boy bag, you know. But if you know the purpose of this is just for like the evenings, or you know, you could go from day to night, but maybe on holiday is better because you might want less stuff on you, or everything is very much in close proximity. Whereas for something a bit more everyday, you definitely want a bigger bag. Anyway, to end this video then, I wanted to give my thoughts on wear and tear, and then just overall summary just to finish this off. So in terms of wear and tear, honestly, it is immaculate. Having this bag for 2 or 3 years and, you know, having it in my closet, and, you know, I do take them out to breathe, so to speak, but honestly, there's no signs of wear on it, whereas my boy bag really showed signs of wrinkling, but this is just really maintained beautifully, and there's no marks on the hardware at all. The inside is still immaculate, so I honestly can't complain. It looks exactly the same as when I bought it, and so from that perspective alone, I feel like this is a great bag to have and to invest in. Obviously though, I can't speak for the other leathers, so the lambskin, obviously it's known to scratch a little bit more easy, but for this particular bag and the calfskin that I have it's immaculate. So just to summarize this video, this Chanel Mini is one of the best mini bags that I've ever owned, if not the best mini bag that I've owned. I think this is a fail-safe option, not just for practicality and look, but also for cost. And plus, it's a bag that has a lot of staying power. Chanel will always keep releasing this style of bag. They know it's very, very popular. And if you're looking for a small but very practical and durable bag, I would highly recommend the Chanel Mini. So that's everything in the video. Hopefully I didn't miss anything, but if I did, feel free to leave comments below and I'll do my best to answer. I'm gonna clear up now, and I will see you in my next video.